Hi, everybody. My name is Dee. I am the owner of Fire Within Coaching, LLC. Today, we are sitting with Ayushi. I hope I said that right. She is an amazing peer of mine that I met through my journey. So, hi, welcome to What Lights Your Fire. How are you today?
Hi Dee, thank you so much for having me here, and I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm loving, having these guests on my show, being able to really highlight what everyone's doing around the world and really get like-minded people together. So thank you so much for being here. So you are the co-founder and director at Pickbetter Media Services, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And you're also a life coach.
yep.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit, how do you combine the two?
So I've been in marketing for the last five and a half years.
Mhm,
Pickbetter Media is my company. We're a marketing agency,
mhm.
and through marketing and marketing personal brands, I was able to understand people a lot better.
Oh yeah.
I truly believe that anything you want to sell anybody, you have to understand human behavior better, right? You can't do it without understanding humans.
Right.
How will you understand their pain points or pleasure points? How will you sell something to them without understanding that?
Yeah.
So, my love for psychology, my love for human behavior just came through that, and I could practice it in marketing.
Yeah.
And eventually, it led to me exploring a little bit more and training to be a life coach. So I could directly make an impact and directly help people.
Oh, I love it. I love it. A lot of people, I think there's a stigma a little when it comes to life coaching, where I don't need someone to help me manage my life. What would you say to those people?
I don't know what exactly I would say to them, but in general, what I say to people is that we all go through the motions, right? Like we all go through problems in our lives. And sometimes getting a third person to just push you in the right direction, to partner up with you, to explore areas of your life that you might not do,
Right.
consciously
Right.
by yourself. And that's what a coach does. A coach is not going to hand you the answers, but they're going to explore certain areas that you might be hiding away from, shying away from. So it helps almost everybody to get a life coach
Yeah.
at least once in their lives.
Yeah. Well, and when you were saying that, I was thinking, wow, there's a lot of things that like I would, just myself for self-confidence, I would look in the mirror and just be like, oh, can't do this today. And it's like you get like everyone has days like that. Everyone has days that they feel like superheroes and they don't feel like superheroes, or they feel like, they're gonna, you know, get everything done and maybe they only get half things done. So like that really messes with your confidence too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So are there any models or anything specifically that you would give these individuals who are really struggling with just having that confidence of I can do this? Because for some people, even getting out of bed is a victory and something to celebrate because of mental health and so on and so forth.
Mhm. Absolutely. So I personally believe in Alfred Adler's psychology, which is that today you always have a choice. Like moving forward, you have a choice to change your life. No matter what has happened with you, we don't have to be defined by our past traumas. And that's the mindset I bring into my coaching as well. Of course, it varies from client to client,
Right.
person to person, whoever I help. And talking about models, there's a very simple model that I use, which is called GROW, which is goals, reality, opportunities, and then way forward.
Mhm.
So, based on the Alfred Adler's psychology that I mentioned, if you have goals, if you have something to look forward to, you're going to do well, right? And that's what I focus on. So we set goals together, both short term and long term, and then find our way forward from there.
Yeah. And I love because you'll find your way forward, but through the process of using the grow model, figuring out where you are, where you want to be, there's all that middle fuzz where you have to figure out how to get there. And you're going to have bad days, you're going to have good days, but you can still stay positive because you know that there's another side. You know that you're going to get to your goal as long as you have that confidence and you keep positive.
I agree.
Perfect. Thank you. I love it. So let's talk a little bit more about if I was a client and I came to you, what are some of the broader issues that you would help me with? Oh, and I think you're frozen. Hold on one second. I think you're a little frozen. All right. I'm going to stop the recording. Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's okay. It just you were frozen for a minute. I was like, oh my goodness. Did you hear my last question?
Yeah, the broader areas of life that I help people with. Yeah. Okay. Mainly, I focus on or I work with people who are struggling with 2-3 things. One is self-esteem, majorly, how they talk to themselves, how they look at themselves, especially in context of a social scenario in comparison to other people. Second, people who struggle with setting boundaries with themselves and with their families, with their colleagues, with their friends. And third, people who want to improve their communication. Now, the communication can be both professional, like an interview or presentation, but communication can also be in their relationships. So conflict resolution and other areas of communication. So these 3 things I work with.
So why is it so important that as humans we get that right? Why is it so important we get that communication right? Why is it so important that we have that confidence? What's your take on that?
There's this thing that I keep telling everybody who comes up to me, like, my friends, my teammates who are struggling with something, especially in context to someone else, like with someone else, in their relationships, professional or personal. I always say that there's nothing a sit-down conversation can't solve. So communication is key. If you know how to communicate well, you can achieve a lot of things in life.
Right. Yeah. And when you say communicate well, do you mean like being able to kind of go, in all areas of your life, like me and you communicating from different countries, over the cross-cultural, me communicating with someone who has mental health, concerns. So really just everybody can benefit from having confidence and from doing really the self-work is what I'm hearing. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And communication, the majority of the communication that we are going to be facing in life, which is going to be a turning point in life, is some crucial conversations that we have in life, right?
Yeah.
It could be with your boss, you need a raise, you've been working very hard. It could be with your partner, where both of you are not meeting midway. It could be with your children. They are not keeping up with their studies or academics, right? It could be anything. We all go through these set of crucial conversations in our life. And how do we show up in that conversation? That is the key. So if we can learn how to show up in a way that the other person feels safe, the other person is ready to hear you out as well. And it works in every aspect, every scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you were talking, I was like, man, Do I wish that I would have known what I know now years ago when I first, came into the workforce over 20 years ago? Like, man, you mean I just have to talk nice to myself? I just have to like make sure that, what I'm saying is matching sort of what I'm feeling. And but it's not that easy. And I've personally found, I want your opinion on this as well. So I personally found that it's normally yourself that's in the way. It's not other people, it's yourself. It's you're in your own way of trying to solve, the problems in your life without, you know, with having positive. Hold on, let me back up. All right. So you're trying to solve the problems, that you have in your life. And most of them come from communication and how we talk to one another. And I just feel like if I knew that information back then, wow, I would have saved myself a lot of, heartbreak and all different stuff. But I also wouldn't be here with you. So, you know,
Everything happens in its own time.
yeah, exactly. So what do you have a certain exercise or anything that you use with people besides, you have the grow model, but if your people are coming to you and they are just feeling really bad about themselves, do you just jump right into the let's figure it out, or do you sort of let them process how they're feeling and get them to a better level before you introduce them to new stuff?
There's no one exercise that I follow with everybody. Like I said, it changes, it varies from person to person. But there's writing. I always support writing. If no matter how overwhelmed you're feeling, how anxious or whatever it may be, if you can just take a few minutes and write it down and you step out from that frame, look at it from a third person perspective, it puts that detachment between you and your overwhelming emotions. So we definitely write a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of writing. And so do you, ask your clients to do a lot of like journal entries and reflections and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very useful tool. Another one that I feel has just been sitting in front of us all. Oh, this is easy. Well, you have to want to do it. You have to want to look at, the parts of yourself that maybe aren't really pretty, and, work through it. Because if you don't, then you're going to it's just going to end up boiling over because feelings are going to come out. One way or another.
Is that something you do regularly, journaling?
So I used to do journaling when I was through my foundation class, but from now, and I could actually, here it is. So I have this new planner that I bought. So it's a planner and a journal. So instead of doing full journals, I just do little sentences throughout the day. And I have these stickers that say things like, I'm not sure if you can see this, but so I have these stickers, like this one right here, says, I'm connected to the endless abundance of the universe. And there's, I love myself. So, some people need those extra words, those, let me make a sign that says, you can do this, because that's whatever pumps you up, right?
I love that. Yeah. Use stickers all the time as well.
I know. So in 10 years, where do you think you're going to be? Where do you think your company, your marketing company is going to be? And you're taking off as a coach as well. What's in store for you?
In 10 years, 10 years is a long time. A lot can happen.
Maybe I should change it to 5. But 10, go big.
That's it, and yeah. With my marketing company, I want it to be independent of me. I want it to run even if I'm not looking over it all the time. So I will have more managers. I would have hired a lot more managers. It would have scaled at least 5 to 7 times than where it is today.
Yeah.
And that's not difficult. It's the bottleneck is me. So that's the whole plan, to remove that bottleneck and have more managers in place. So that's going to be the marketing company. I want to keep it a boutique firm. I don't want to scale too much because I like the personal touch I have with every client of mine in marketing. And for coaching, I am planning to, and I see myself doing a lot more speaking, a lot more public speaking, a lot more public workshops, workshops people can sign up for and show up in person for. I've been doing a lot of video workshops, digital workshops online, but I do want to, from this year onwards, start in-person workshops as well. So that would have scaled to more different countries as well, and a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay. So for our so you are located in India. I am located in the US, which I absolutely love that we're able to connect. But so for people that are in India or around, where it is that the region that you live in India, so that's something that they can look forward to, is maybe some workshops or different things like that. And are you looking for anybody to help, with projects or collaboration or anything that you're working on besides with me? Because, you need to work with me.
Weird. Yeah. I haven't thought about it yet. I have just begun planning the in-person workshops that I want to do this year.
Right.
But I would love to collaborate with people or coaches who have done this before me, who have been in the coaching industry, let's say from pre-COVID times when things were happening in person.
It was different.
So somebody who has at least 3-4 years of experience pre-COVID, whatever they were doing, were they coaching in person? How's that working out? I would love to learn from those people. Yeah.
You hear that, coaches? Ding, ding, ding. If you're a coach and you are in India, and what is the region that you're in?
I'm in Mumbai.
Mumbai. So if you are in that region and you want to work with this beautiful lady, please, keep a comment on or contact me and we'll get you in touch. And also for the online services. So are you going to, start maybe targeting, the US market and like other, markets like European and Australian and stuff like that?
I do have clients outside the country. The marketing clients I have all over different continents. Yeah, because that's my more established business. Last 5-6 years I've been doing this. For coaching, I do have clients outside the country, but most of them are from the brown community. They're Indians who have lived outside or who have been in different parts of the world, because I think culture comes in as a big format or whatever you call it, that culture helps me understanding where they're coming from and them understanding if I can help them or not. That has helped. Even though through peer coaching, I've been able to coach a lot of people from very different cultures from mine all over the world. So I'm loving the experience.
Yeah, that is a great experience. So do you find that regardless of where somebody lives in the world, we all sort of have the same insecurities and we have the same issues per se?
Yeah, we are all human after all. We all struggle with the same things.
Yeah, exactly. And I always look at, you see, you see that mental health, is now getting the spotlight, which I love. That now we're talking about mental health. We're talking about how, we can help each other. But I think it's also important to know that if you don't, you not feeling good about yourself, other people feel that way too. Find your people, find a coach, do something that is maybe not out of the norm. Like I live in Roanoke, Virginia. So if I want to do, get exposure, which I have, to other people in other countries, I have to put myself out there, which took a lot of
Mhm.
confidence, but it's 100% like I can't even tell you, this the best experience I've ever had, being able to meet these beautiful humans who are just really they're just doing their thing, they're doing their work, making
Yeah,
difference.
I completely second that. I've been able to meet people all around the world from such different cultures. It's beautiful. So much to learn from.
I love it. I love it. So and I just realized I sort of skipped over the what lights your fire. So I mean, we kind of went into it. So what lights your fire?
Mm. It's, I know it's going to sound very cheesy, but it is true. Helping people get to a breakthrough. When I see that somebody found like this light in their head, like this light bulb went off because they were speaking to me, I love that. That is, I think I love feeling that, getting a big breakthrough. Love
Yeah,
it.
and like you actually feel it too.
Yeah.
It's not just, oh, it's a feeling that passes by. Like when you
Mhm.
help somebody and you can see their face light up,
Mhm.
it
Yeah,
gives you it's a warm hug. It really is.
absolutely.
It just feels like a warm hug because, you know, I don't have control over all these things, but what I do have control is how I show up for my clients or, for whoever I'm with. And, when I make that change, it's the most incredible feeling.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love it. So is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
Anything in particular that you want to talk about? I can't think of something specific.
No, I mean, the only thing that's left now is for us to just celebrate the fact that you're living your dream and I'm living my dream, and there's so many other people that are taking the courage to live their dreams. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I read
Yeah.
applause. We're so excited. So, until next
I would,
time,
yeah.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.